Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's show. I am your host, Coach Tanya, and today I have an amazing, and useful show for you today. It's going to be brief, but I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do to begin to remove your self doubt. So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Coach Tanya. I am a self love coach, as well as a mindset coach, a spiritual awakening coach, and a trauma recovery coach. I help people to get through their dark sides and to learn to maneuver through life from a higher self perspective. So, I help you to get through your trauma, to heal from your pain, start loving yourself, and walking in your true purpose. So, today's subject has a lot to do with what I deal with my clients. It was definitely something that I battled with for a long time. Not doubting doubting myself, doubting the fact that I could actually do what I do. There are many reasons that played a part in me having that self-doubt, but going through the process of healing and understanding what it's all about, digging deep through shadow work and really finding my truth inside of that self-doubt. It definitely stemmed from being sexually molested, my father calling me the dumbest child in the world, being treated the way that I have been treated, going through the things that I've experienced, and just failing at things. And the reason I was failing was because I didn't have the ability to think that I could do it. So because I had that self-doubt continued to energetically be poured into my life and into my experiences. So every time I would set out to do something, I really consciously I thought I was confident, but subconsciously and unconsciously which deals with the past parts or the shadow parts of ourselves, I definitely was not for sure that I was able to pull off what I said that I was pulling off. So, again, going through my process of shadow work, inner child healing, tarot therapy. Tarot played a great part in me healing from my pain, and just writing books and just going through the process of releasing and acknowledging my emotions and all of those kinds of things begin to slowly get me to a place where my confidence, where it would go exactly where I needed it to go in order for me to do the things that I needed to do. So today, I'm going to talk about 5 things that you can do to remove your self-doubt. Now, I've actually gone through these things, and I know that they can be a bit challenging, but I am definitely here to give you a different perspective on these particular topics so that you can see yourself doing it. Because as long as you're able to see yourself pulling off something, your confidence will kick in exactly at the right time. So let's get started. Get your pen and paper and get ready to write down the 5 steps that you can take to remove your self-doubt. So the first step is break down the obstacle or the goal into smaller sections. Take away the negative thinking, because automatically when you see something, like you set a goal to get $1 million, like I have a goal to be a millionaire, so to get my first $1 million, I can look at it like, okay, well, I'm at 0 now. Wow, that's a long way to go. Or I could say, you know what, $1 million is not right there, but which is what I do. It's not right there, but how can I get to $1,000? Because if I can get to $1,000, I find a way where I can consistently make $1,000, eventually it'll add up to that $1 million. Or if I'm able to establish a consistent generation of $1,000 regularly, consistently, that I can save utilize or whatever, then I can see myself moving up to, what does it take for me to get $10,000? Because if I can get 1,000, I can get 10, and if I can get 10, what does it take to get $100,000? I can get 100,000, and ultimately reaching that aspect of believing and visualizing and seeing myself getting to that million. So you want to definitely break down the goal or the obstacle. Don't see it as big as it is. And it might be gigantic. It might be tumultuous, but don't see it that way. Because the way you perceive things is how it will determine whether you achieve things or not. So if you break down how you see your obstacle or your goal or whatever it is that you're facing, if you can break it down and see it from a smaller scale, a smaller achievable scale, then you'll set yourself up to know that, no, I can't get $1 million tomorrow or next week, but I can pretty much hustle and finagle and maneuver or do something that's going to reflect the fact that I can get $1,000. And that gives me a little bit more confidence about my ability to make a move. And again, if I can make this small move and I accomplish this, then I know damn well I can move up the ladder to achieve this bigger move. So number one, again, you want to break down that obstacle so that it can be seen from a smaller perspective. Break it down to a smaller scale. So ask yourself, what do you need now to get you one step closer? Just one step closer. What do you need to do now that is going to get you one step closer to that bigger goal? So again, you want to remove all of the negative thinking and make it smaller. So yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire, but first I got to be a thousandaire. And break that goal down and put it and apply it into your everyday life. Even the smallest things will allow you to build your confidence in yourself, because if you achieve small goals consistently, then it'll build your confidence to achieve bigger goals. Number two, ask yourself what scares you. Why don't you think you can achieve this goal? What is keeping you from actually seeing yourself achieving this thing? I never doubted that I would be a millionaire. Even though I struggle with my day-to-day experiences, I know now why I have been doing that, and I know that I'm way much closer, and it's going to be much easier for me to manifest that million than it was 5 years ago, or even a year ago, because I have a different understanding. I see things. I've gotten down to the root of why I was afraid to even take the steps to start it. Because again, it boiled down to, as I was writing, I just wrote 2 books, and throughout the process of writing those books, I discovered a lot of the things that I really needed to kind of finalize my healing. Like my last book, Hush, I actually wrote in the book, it was like the icing on my healing cake. I needed it. So in writing those books, I started to uncover the things that were my triggers, or, the things that were making me do the things that I was actually doing, or accepting the things or whatever. So a part of that allowed me to see where a lot of my fears stem from.